Good morning, everybody. This is Anil Yadav in front of you. I belong to Banaras. Recently, I am with my father, living in Mathura itself, because my father is posted in railway department, and I have completed my graduation from Ambedkar University itself. Now, I'm preparing for the civil services examination, which is being known as a prestigious examination of India across. Let's talk about reservation, which is very potential topic. It is a topic. It is not a topic. It is a very subjective or like very experienced topic, like among the generations of the like since independence 1947 till this date. So let's explore and do the expeditions. For example, if we just talk about the reservation, so reservation in a simplest term or the simplest definition is that reserving the categories for those communities who are really deprived in the society and like existing in a different sections. For example, like SC, STs, OBCs, EWS categories, and so and so forth. For example, in 1947, when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar just was the drafting committee chairman, he was influenced by this kind of a negative experienced people that who do not want that this kind of a section should prevail in the society in kind of any kind of a dimensionality. For example, economic dimensionality is there, social upliftment is there. So these are the two kind of a specific indicators in which any kind of a specific community or the section can uplift their standards or the status, in which Dr. Ambedkar was depriving. From my side, from my point of view, from my like empirical studies methodology, I would like to conclude that whenever like Dr. Ambedkar came forward with this policy of the reserve, like a separate electorate, then he put forward this thing in front of the Constituent Assembly. But so-called Ambedkar, the father of nation, was not agree with this policy, and he just set on fast unto that in the arrear of the jail. And it was the very famous case at that particular time period in which Ambedkar was asked to just ask for to back the views from Mahatma Gandhi that if you do not adhere to the principles of the separate electorate, then what is the alternative option for our community itself, because we want to uplift our standard. So Mahatma Gandhi ji gave the alternative option to apply the reservation to those sections who are really deprived in the social or backward or the educational section itself. It is a very interesting fact for you people that in 1951 there was a first constitutional amendment which took place in the Constituent Assembly itself, because at that time we did not have the full working parliament itself. So the first constitutional amendment of 1951 came in existence, and it enabled the state governments or the central governments to make these kind of beneficiary policies for the socially and educationally backward people, not the economically backward people, in which the SC/ST communities are reaping the benefits altogether. And for example, when this kind of a beneficial policies were executed by the 1951 Constituent Assembly, in that sense, Dr. Ambedkar said this thing that not even reservation in the job opportunities, but at the promotion time period, you should also give them. So that at that particular time period, the consequential seniority, the term was added in the constitution. That means if the person is reaping the benefits of the constitution itself or the reservation itself in the constitution mandate, then person will also reap the benefits of the promotion after getting selected in a job by reaping the benefits of the reservation which was existing earlier. So it is a very negative thing in the reservation, although reservation is a one kind of a very positive mean to get the end based achievements of the society, in which the people are like deprived of a lot and people are crying or they are yearning to get the benefits of all kind of benefits of the production which is being made by the central government itself. Let me draw your attention. Then consequential seniority, if I know that most of the people are not able that what is the consequential seniority. It means if I am the person who has qualified the examination of civil services examination 2015, and similarly you all people have qualified, but I belong to the SC/ST community, but after few years you will call me sir. So it is not justified. Okay, so this is the consequential seniority. So this is what we people are deprived right now, the general categories especially. And now let's go through the dimensions. There are so many different dimensions, like we have the different sections in the society. For example, women, transgenders, SC/ST communities, old age people. These are the different known sections of the society. So for those people, only the SC/ST communities are at the attention of the government of the center, not the other sections. For old age people, we do not have the effective policies or the reservation policies by which they can reap the benefits. So that's why there is a resentment among the people who are not having this kind of opportunity altogether. That's what the point. And let me draw your attention, sorry. EWS category, which was a lollipop by the central government given to those kind of a general category people, so called. Do not mind, please. It is for the general category people, but still they are completely deprived because in that kind of a ceiling cap is there. If 8 lakh rupees is there, an annual income of a family member, including or encompassing all kind of assets which you have, okay, those will be monetized. And so this is the one kind of a difficult calculation which government of the central side is making while giving the reservation benefit to those general category people who are really deprived. It is not justified from my side itself, because general category people, I have practically seen that they are really deprived economically, socially, or educationally itself. From for example, I belong to OBC category because I'm Yadav by the caste, so I have the reservation criteria to avail the benefits. But do you know there's a ceiling cap? Like my father is in the railway department, so beyond that 8 lakh rupees the cap is increasing, so I cannot avail the reservation at any cost. So in that kind of a sense, the government should come forward, because if we are becoming that much of kind of a specific modern kind of a society and like imitating the ideas from the Western countries, so in that sector the government should come with this separate or specific tool and techniques by which the children of that particular family in which the earning the annual income is more than 8 lakh rupees, they should avail the benefits, because we are also the victim of the reservation. For example, I applied in DU and that's what there was a reservation, so that's why in educational sector I do not personally got like affected, because I know that if I have the guts then I can definitely qualify any kind of examination, no problem. But in the job opportunities, even though in job opportunities for the SC and ST upholders you can give the reservation, but not in the job and promotion, because in job and promotion you are creating the one kind of ruckus in the society. There is an antagonistic relationship between SCs, STs and OBCs, because they will not see you with all due respect, because they will have the apathy, like they will have this one kind of a ego kind of a egoistic attitude towards your community, because they know that what is your level in education, where do you stand in education. That is the what my one personal like close friend, he is from the Jatav community, so called. I'm emphasizing on the community, so that's how you can understand well. I knew that what is his standard, but he was completely what a duffer we can say in the studies, but he availed the benefits of IITs and got the Allahabad MNIT, very famous institute. And do you know, after 1 year completing his education, he was in that kind of a egoistic pleasure that government is giving me opportunity to avail the benefits, so let me skip this kind of a university which is in the like eastern UP, not renowned university, let me try in DU. Then he got in DU admission on the basis of the SC/ST category, and he dropped the seat in MNIT Allahabad. So that backlog which was created by that individual has not been filled by the central government. So central government should also think to fill the backlogs. Okay, SC/ST community, if the job opportunities are not being filled by the central government, then that is the cause of concern. The government should also think that if we are just leaving that kind of vacancies in the central government where the people are not filled with the job or lucrative job opportunities, in that sense we should allow the other communities who are not able to reap the benefits in their existing community itself. For example, general category or EWS categories, or for example PWD. PWD section is a very deprived section in India, but for those people we do not have effective policies, and it means any nation's growth is guaranteed when all the sections are given the equal attention. One point I would like to draw your attention, like equality we are promoting here by providing the reservation. Do you think so that equality is complete without providing equity itself? It is not completed, because for PWS category we do not have the equity. We have the only equal opportunity in which they can also appear and reap the benefits, but it is not there. Britishers came, they came with forward thinking. They came for the developed thinking. But do you know, our ego like a sadistic pleasure, because we want to dominate the Britishers, because we do not want that them to rule on us. That kind of a thought process which we had earlier, it was completely wrong. So Britishers' legacy we are just forgetting, but Britishers were also right in so many kind of different things. For example, they spreaded the Western education. They were really very research based, like intellectuals. They did not say anything by sitting on a specific revolving chair. They did the empirical research on which they collected the facts, and over that they consolidated and they stratified all those things that for the deprived sections in which the government of existing time period is not effective. The government is not doing that. which we have to do. So that's all from my side. Like subjectivity, if I just talk about, so traditionally, if I talk about, so there are the Varna system in India. There is a Varna system in India. You all are aware about that. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Okay, Shudra are for the menial practices. Shudras are especially known that these people are made for the serving the menial practices to the upper class people. So do you personally think that kind of a discrimination which is having like on their shoulders to serve all the time to those people who belong to the like higher strata in the society, it is not justified from my side, because the person who's having one kind of a job profile of killing animals like a butcher, so that is not guaranteed that the upcoming generation will be in the same occupation in which the ancient like ancestors were doing the same. It is not guaranteed. I have seen so many different scholars, they belong to the different backgrounds, or like financially they were not all well off, but they did very great. Like for example, Dr. Ambedkar, he was such a nice personality because he had faced that kind of a negativities from the society, and that's how he incorporated all the ideas and made it as an integrated law to avail the benefits. That's all from my side.
Okay. Any contradictions, interjections you have, please make it now.